Greetings, GISD community. This is Dr. Stewart with another Student Spotlight. Today, I have with me Nevaeh Gane, 7th grader here at Gainesville Junior High. Nevaeh, how you doing today?
Good so far.
All right. Well, let's jump right into our questions. Let's get to know a little bit more about you. Tell us about your family, your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, pets, and etc.
Well, I live with my Mimi and my papa and my mom. I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters, and I have 3 pets, 3 dogs, 3 cats, and a dog at my Mimi's and a cat at my Mimi's.
Okay. So you like animals?
I love animals. I love kitties. They're so cute.
Okay. So tell me something about what you did this past summer.
Well, we moved back here, and we went to go see a family member in Kansas.
Mm-hmm. So my understanding, speaking of the move back here, and of course we're glad to have you back here at GISD, you started your academic career here in Gainesville ISD, moved away to a smaller district, quite a bit of ways, and then came back this year. How has your transition back to GISD been for you?
Well, it's been good so far, but when we do get our own house, it's going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just the pains that go along with moving. Trust me. But we're glad to have you back. What is one place you hope to travel to one day that you have yet?
New York.
Why New York? Because
the Statue of Liberty is there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you, I've been to New York, and it is a beautiful sight, especially at night. You have the Statue of Liberty, you have the whole Times Square. It's truly a different city once the sun goes down, to see all the lights, as well as the Statue of Liberty is lit up at night. So it's pretty neat to be able to go through that experience. So you'll get there one day. All right, so if you had to describe yourself in just a few words, what would they be?
Creative.
Creative? Okay. Talk to me more about creative. How are you creative?
I have this little drawing book I carry around with me every day, and I just sketch in it during class when I get free time.
So, an artist?
Okay.
Well, I look forward to seeing your submission into our upcoming Christmas card competition.
I've already done mine.
Oh.
It looks amazing.
All right. I look forward to seeing it. What are some of your interests and hobbies outside of school?
I might be joining URL Arts. I make puppets, and like I said, I'm a creative person. I just do whatever my mind comes up with.
Well, as you talk about creating puppets, and what really comes to mind with me is, have you ever thought about theater?
I have.
As you talk about being the creative mind that you are, there's a part of the theater program that creates the costumes, and it really kind of helps bring the set to life.
I do want to do that one day.
It sounds like you would be perfect for that particular job in the theater, as well as being part of the cast. It sounds like that would be a great opportunity for yourself. All right, so what is your favorite TV show or movie?
I would say Henry Danger.
Henry Danger. Why Henry Danger?
Because it is really exciting, and it's what's going to happen next on it.
Kind of keeps you curious, huh?
Keeps me curious.
All right. So, as you think about, your over the span of your lifetime, I'm sure you have many personal achievements. Which personal achievement are you most proud of?
I would say that I finally hit 1K on TikTok.
Okay. So you're on TikTok a lot then, huh?
I am.
So now let's shift gears and let's talk about school.
Okay.
This year you started a new campus, and this can be a little scary. How were you feeling when you first started school in August, and how do you feel now?
Well, I was pretty scared that I wasn't going to be able to make more new friends, but now I can, and it's really good.
Good. Well, you seem like a bubbly spirit, and so I'm sure you haven't had any issue with making friends.
Yeah, I would say that.
All right, Nevaeh. What is your favorite class or teacher here at Gainesville Junior High School and why?
Mrs. Knight, because she teaches art, and I just love drawing.
So when you talk about, the favorite teacher, of course, you having a love for art and drawing and whatnot, what are some of the cool things that you all do in Mrs. Knight's class that appeal to you as a young artist?
We did Day of the Dead posters all the way down in the hall.
Can you tell me about Day of the Dead?
Day of the Dead is a tradition in Mexico for people that have either passed away or pet or baby. The first Day of the Dead, I can't remember the date, it's for children and pets, and the next day is for adults.
Okay. Well, thank you for that explanation. Thank you. If you could change any rule at school, which one would it be?
It would be that the phones allowed. Like you could be on them during each period.
Okay. Why would that be important to you, the student?
Because like some people want to check in with like the friends that are in other schools or their family members on how their day is going.
Okay. So what advice do you have for students who are coming to junior high next year?
I suggest they either pick art or med detectives because those teachers are really fun and they are really bubbly, like they're nice.
Sure. It's nothing like a nice teacher that makes learning.
As long as you do your work.
Okay. So now let's talk about the future because, right now, you're a seventh grade young lady and before you know it, you're going to be in high school and then before you know it, you'll be out in the real world. Do you have any particular college or college plans after you graduate from high school?
I want to go to a college so I can become a teacher.
Become a teacher?
An art teacher.
An art teacher? Okay, guess what? I have a job for you like right now.
Oh.
Okay.
I wish I was old enough.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that you will fulfill that, go off and chase your career ambitions and get that 4-year degree. But when you get all your credentials and you're ready to start teaching, you make sure you look Dr. Stewart up, okay?
I will.
All right. So now, Nevaeh, I've asked you all of my questions and, I've done a lot of asking and you've done a lot of answering and thank you for all of the input that you've given. But this is the point in the interview where I like to allow the student the opportunity to ask me any question that you may have. Do you have a question for me today?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What do you have?
Why did you become a superintendent?
That is a great question. Why did I become a superintendent? I'll tell you this. Initially, that was not my career path. It really was, I had several different things that I wanted to do. I wanted to become a CPA. I wanted to become a sports agent. And the last thing that ever crossed my mind was becoming a teacher. And it was my junior year in college. I stayed for summer school. Normally I would go home, but I stayed for summer school. And of course, during the summers, I was an athlete as well, so I played basketball in college. So I would work out in the mornings, I'd go to class, and then I had a bunch of free time on my hands. And so what I did was I volunteered at the local Boys and Girls Club. As a Boys and Girls Club kid myself, I recalled all the great memories I had at the Boys and Girls Club. So I wanted to, I had nothing but time, so I volunteered. And absolutely fell in love with the kids that I worked with. I had a group of 7 and 8 year olds. I had little ones. And I had a blast, so much so that I couldn't wait to get out of class and get done with my workout so I could get to my kids. And at the end of that summer, I realized I love athletics because, of course, basketball paid my way through college. But what I didn't realize was how much I loved kids. And so I ended up switching my major, and the rest is history. Graduated college and began teaching mathematics and was also a coach. And for me, I thought that was it for me. I was doing what I wanted to do. I was happy. But my principal actually she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I was content with just being a classroom teacher and a coach. But my principal saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and she pushed me and motivated me to go back and get my master's and to get into administration. That was a big fear of mine, leaving my kids, because I thoroughly enjoyed the experience working day to day with not only the kids that I taught, but the kids that I coached. So when I graduated with my master's, I ended up getting my first assistant principal job. and absolutely loved it, you know, because as a classroom teacher, I was able to impact that 150 kids that I taught, but as an assistant principal, that 150 turned into 450. And which further motivated me to then become a principal. So when I became a principal, my first school I was a principal at, I had about 1,100 kids in my school. So now my circle of influence became 1,100. And I love the fact that I'm able to, the decisions and ideas that we put in place are able to impact all of our kids. So now, as the superintendent of schools, you know, the decisions that I make alongside my team and our community impact the lives of 3,100 plus students. And so for me, this is the best job on earth, being able to not only engage with our students like yourself, but also being able to engage with our parents and my team in an effort to put things in place that are going to help our kids enjoy a relevant and meaningful educational experience. So for me, I've always said this is not a job, this is personal, because I want to ensure that every kid, regardless of socioeconomic levels, regardless of skin color, regardless of level of academia, has a meaningful and an enjoyable educational experience. And that, Nevaeh, is why I became a superintendent of schools. Great question. GISD community, Nevaeh Gane, 7th grade student here at Gainesville Junior High School.